This is Dan Griffin, and I'm excited to announce that I will soon be launching The Man Rules, a new podcast about supporting men through their successes and struggles at being the best men they can be. The mantra of the Man Rules podcast is don't let the rules rule you. Show up however you want in your life, but do it consciously. Do it because it is reflective of who you want to be, not because you have been seduced by the lie that says, this is just how men are. I have dedicated my work and life to exploring and redefining what it means to be a man in the 21st century. I'm dedicated to helping men be better men by showing the impact of the man rules on our lives. I want men to find success, satisfaction, and personal fulfillment that they long for in their personal and professional lives. My last book, A Man's Way Through Relationships, was the first book written specifically to help men create healthy relationships while navigating the challenge of the man rules. As important as relationships are to all of us, and despite how much the expectations for men in relationships, as fathers and partners especially, as much as those expectations have changed, there is still surprisingly little enlightened and compassionate advice available to help us navigate this new territory successfully. That is exactly what the Man Rules podcast is all about. Each week I will be sharing my own journey toward being the best man, father, partner, and friend I can be. I call it conscious masculinity. I will invite guests on the show to have provocative, deep, and vulnerable conversations about life and love and everything in between. I believe that vulnerability is the key that allows men to free themselves from the bondage of the man rules. The catch-22, of course, is that one of the most powerful man rules tells us that real men are not vulnerable. And that is the rub. I will do my best to model vulnerability by using my own life as an example of a conscious journey of success and failure. I've been married for 13 years. I have a beautiful partner and daughter. I'm in long-term recovery from addiction with over 20 years. I have a more amazing life than I ever could have imagined, or probably even deserve. I know I am blessed, and yet on a daily basis, I fail to be the father I want to be. I fail to be the partner I deeply desire to be. I fail to simply be the man in my community and in the world that I feel called to be. So as best as I can, I embrace that failure. Not perfectly by any means. I always say it is not about doing it perfectly. It is about doing it consciously. I know that the power of the man rules and the power they have had over my life are the biggest barriers to my finding the true happiness, peace, and love that I think everybody wants. One day at a time, with the incredible support of amazing men and women in my life, I grow closer to being the man I truly believe I am meant to be. As the saying goes, I may not always be the best man I can be, but I am far from the man that I was. And that is the journey I will share on this podcast. The Man Rules podcast is about men having really honest conversations about being men in today's society. There are no right answers. Your anger is as welcome as your joy and your humor. It's a privilege to do this work. It's a passion of mine to help men and women have the tough conversations. I hope you will join me on this journey and share your own journey with me. Let's show the world just how amazing men are. You can listen to the show online at themanrules.com or download it via iTunes, Stitcher, or your favorite podcasting app.